One of the biggest challenges when training a dog, whether it's a puppy or a dog that's been around for several years, is distractions. A distraction can be anything. It could be a scent in the air, something that smells interesting in the grass, a dog across the street, somebody playing with a tennis ball, a squirrel, a bird. Training with and around distractions is perhaps one of the most important aspects of training a dog to perform any behavior. It is unrealistic and unreasonable to expect them to do something without first putting in the time working at different levels of distractions. This is also perhaps one of the most misunderstood concepts amongst many dog training professionals like myself, which is why I think it's important that we clarify some key elements. The biggest difference between clicker training and more traditional compulsion dog training techniques is that our goal is to train from the inside out. We never want to force the dog to do something by teaching them to avoid corrections, but instead allowing them to understand that as a dog, they have plenty of choices, but only making the correct ones will get them what they want. There is a lot to be said about managing and creating success when you're working around distractions, so I will present this material in a series of videos. A fairly common and low-level distraction that many people encounter is smells. For dogs, the primary source of information is gathered through their noses. Some research has shown that dogs may be up to 100 million times more sensitive to some odors than humans. Recognizing the need and importance of sniffing is essential to teaching a dog to pay attention to you in the presence of this distraction. In addition to teaching a dog to calmly walk on a loose leash, it helps to plan out breaks along the walk to allow the dog some time to sniff. However, we must resist the urge to stop whenever the dog seems to have found something interesting. Instead, take the initiative and choose a moment when the dog is walking calmly and reward them for that good behavior by releasing them to go for a short sniff. Repeating this process with a consistent cue each time will teach the dog that there will be an opportunity to sniff, and they just have to earn it by walking next to you and not pulling. What this exercise does is that it teaches the dog the default behavior of checking in, as they learn that this is very rewarding. The point of this beginner exercise is to not give the dog any verbal cues to perform a specific behavior. The goal instead is to capture behaviors that the dog exhibits naturally in a real-world setting, which in this case is in the presence of mild distractions. To be most effective, be prepared and make a checklist of several small behaviors that the dog performs to reorient themselves to you. This is an incredible opportunity to learn to be patient, wait for behaviors, and develop exceptional timing, an important skill when training any dog. It is critical that we use distractions to help us in our training and not try to work against them. If we want to have a dog that pays attention to us around a high level of heavy distractions, then we must be patient and reinforce them for being successful at a much lower level first. And that is what this exercise is all about.